Zeta, how are you today?
I'm doing well. And so because I am coming down with something, but I'm pretty good.
I'm sorry to hear you're coming down with something. How has your week been?
Um, a little busy. I feel like, and when I start getting a cold or whatever, it triggers like an autoimmune response that I have. So I tend to be very slow and sleep a lot when I get sick like this.
That's understandable. Today, I was wanting to talk a little bit about your progress and how you feel about the progress we've made with your grief surrounding your mother-in-law and your uncle. Do you feel we've made some progress? Can you tell me more?
Yeah. So when it comes to the situation with my mother-in-law, I can tell you, I want to say it's fixed, right? um, the reason I say that is because I can talk about her and I don't get emotional.
Yep.
I can think about things that we went through when we were together and like a lot of the good stuff and stuff like that, and it doesn't make me crazy emotional. Um, she's not constantly popping into my mind, which is great too, because I don't know. I think like that's the way my brain works. Like when there's something I haven't processed 100%, a person is constantly popping into my mind.
Yeah.
Um, and she hasn't been there all the time. I feel like that door has completely closed. When it comes to my uncle and the situation with him, um, I I noticed that that one is more involved with my mom. So when I talk to her and stuff, I discuss with her like situations with him and stuff and how to help herself to get past that situation, like the grief from it. And I've noticed that she's like settling really good. I honestly, I think of the way my mom kind of copes with things is to busy herself, so she's not really feeling stuff. But I feel like if she's doing that right now, it's okay until she's ready to really deal, you know.
Mhm.
um, but with him, I'm feeling pretty good. Like
Okay.
um, like I think it was the best thing that happened.
Mhm.
Though my mom wouldn't agree. His health isn't well. He was alone, and and I knew that burden, let's say burden, right, of a person and healing them and taking care of them was going to fall upon my mom,
Yeah.
and I feel like though she isn't happy of the fact that that whole thing went out how it went, it is the best thing that happened. And when we talk, that's kind of the agenda I push with her. It's like, what would have you been able to do different? And her biggest thing was that he was gonna come, like she was gonna go over there a week after we went for his funeral, right? And she already had a planned ticket to go over there, and she had said that when she was going to come back, if he wanted to come back with her, because her thought process was he can live with me for a few years again, because he would do that every once in a while because he's single and he's alone. So my mom would bring him to live with her for a while, and it was good for a little bit. And then when you overstay your welcome for a while, then my mom and my dad would start bickering and fighting, and then he would eventually have to leave again. And so her biggest thing is like, what if I would have um, had plans to go over there a few weeks before we would have brought him back? I would have found out that he had something by taking him to the doctor and blah blah blah. And I'm like, I think you would feel even worse, because what if something would have happened in the plane, right? Especially with like heart situations. What if um, you were here and he would die in your house, and then it's like, oh, I didn't take care of him enough. Um, so with him, I feel like we're closing off that chapter too, and I feel a lot less in my head with both those scenarios.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. It sounds like a lot of positive progress. Is there any area that you feel like you still want to get more help with?
when it comes to the death of those two individuals, I feel like we're pretty much coming to the end of that. You know, like I feel like I'm pretty much processed that well. Like I said, it's like I don't have to think about them all the time. I don't have to think about the scenarios all the time. I feel like the biggest thing that I was holding in my heart when it came to my mother-in-law was I want to say that religious guilt, right? And so and the fact that we couldn't make that relationship what I perceived should have been the relationship. But like I said to you before, like I was talking to my husband about it, and he was telling me, I know that you couldn't see the changes that she was making, but I saw them and I felt them, and that was like super important, you know? So
Yes. Yeah, that's great. How would you be open to completing an assessment today so that we can come back and talk more about this on maybe our last couple of sessions? We can have a plan to continue or decide if you want to continue treatment.
yes, I'm good for that.
Okay, it's just a short questionnaire. Just a few questions that will take about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so your answers will be either never, rarely, sometimes, often, or always.
Okay.
Okay. I think about this person so much that it's hard for me to do things I normally do. Oh, you froze up. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh,
Sorry.
never or rarely, I would say.
Okay. Okay. And I'm for this assessment, let's do either your mother-in-law or your uncle. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna focus more on her because she's usually the one that was disrupting my day with my thought process.
Okay, perfect. Okay. And memories of the person who died upset me.
Rarely.
Okay. I feel I cannot accept the death of the person who died.
Oh, never.
I feel myself longing for the person who died.
What's the middle one? Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel drawn to places and things associated with the person who died.
Sometimes.
I can't help feeling angry about her death.
No, that one's I gotta say that one's gone to never. No.
Okay. I feel disbelief over what happened.
Oh, never.
I feel stunned or dazed over what happened.
No, never.
Ever since she died, it is hard for me to trust people.
No, never. It wasn't a trust thing.
Right. Okay. Ever since she died, I feel as if I have lost the ability to care about other people, or I feel distant from people I care about.
Sometimes.
Okay. I feel lonely a great deal of the time ever since she died.
Oh, never.
Okay. I have pain in the same area of my body or have some of the same symptoms as the person who died.
Oh, I never talked about that. That one's gone though. So now it's never.
Okay.
But it was a pain like on the left, underneath the rib cage.
Really? We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
That's
I
interesting,
didn't think it was linked.
but it stopped after your sessions?
It stopped. Actually, it stopped. When was that? I think it was Saturday. Saturday I woke up I had a really cray dream. And I couldn't sleep because I had that really bad pain on the one side again. Now, since she died, I've been having that pain on and off, but I've, you never really link one thing to the other. And then because I didn't even think that was a thing. And so and then Saturday I woke up and the pain was really intense. And then I had a puke, and I puked out like bile. It was just literally like really yellow stuff. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And since then I haven't had that pain on my side anymore.
Wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing though. That's crazy.
Hey, just a couple more. I got out of my way to avoid reminders of the person who died. I go out of my way. That's a typo.
Okay. Not anymore. So no.
Okay. I feel that life is empty without the person who died.
Oh no.
I hear the voice of the person who died speak to me.
No.
I see the person who died stand before me.
That happened way in the and not anymore.
Okay. Okay.
I could have sworn I saw the person. I was out and about with my husband, and I could have sworn I saw her, and I saw his oldest brother, but his oldest brother's still alive. Okay. We had a family trip to Mexico, and we were like an excursion, like in this like island thing, and we had done some snorkeling and whatever, and we were eating, and the first thing that caught my eye was a person that looked freaking identical to his brother. And I told my husband, but he didn't turn around fast enough to see him. And like right after him, I saw her.
Oh, wow.
And I did like a double take. And then that triggered all the emotions all over again. And then after that was when my uncle died, which triggered everything all over again. And then, but then ever since then, I haven't seen her.
Wow. We were finding all kinds of things we didn't talk about.
Yeah. But you just don't think about it, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, I feel that it's unfair that I should live when this person died.
No.
I feel bitter over this person's death.
No.
I feel envious of others who have not lost someone close.
No. I don't wish that upon anybody.
All right, that's it. That's the entire assessment. So I will go over this in depth and we can talk about it in the next session. Is there anything that you can think of now that you want to continue as far as our interventions with your journaling?
At this moment, I feel like I'm pretty okay. I feel like I've closed out this chapter in my life, and I'm very thankful to have been able to do this because it was lingering. I feel like I was like I said, I didn't know the pain was linked to it, but it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, if that comes back, I'm going to know for sure it's something that is just lingering in my emotions that I haven't let go of. It was awful. Like, I want to say like a gas, when it traps like right underneath your rib.
Like that catch in your side.
Yes. And I think I've had it since she died. Now that I'm thinking, because now you're processing, like, when did that pain start? And I'm like, I think it started like right after we buried her, actually. And it's just like, it would start. I even got chiropractic adjustments because I was like, maybe my rib came out of place or something. I didn't realize that it can be that emotion,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's so interesting the way that we hold things in our bodies and connect to other people.
Yes.
It really
Yes.
is.
Hmm.
I feel like you are so much lighter today than on our first session. I feel like you've made huge progress, and I'm really glad to hear that you feel that as well. Um, so I look forward to talking more about our future counseling sessions, and just keep in mind, just because this issue has been resolved, right? If you want to see sessions, that doesn't mean that our counseling relationship has to end. Um, I'm always here, and I also am available via telehealth. We have a secure platform, so if at any point you're not able to make it into the office, you can call in and request a telehealth appointment as well.
That'd be great.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to talking to you more about your future treatment plan, and hopefully everything keeps going well for you, Zeta.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye.